right, all right.
You don't have to put them if you don't want.
Just so I can listen to you guys.
All right, let's go. Ready to go?
Cool.
It's your boy Gut.
It's your boy Gut.
What episode is
18th. Last
18.
time you said it was the 18th, and it wasn't.
And it was the 17th, yeah.
Is it 18 now? Are you sure?
It's 18 now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say the episode name. You ready?
Ready.
Against the ropes, number one.
This is Antonio Montano Morales. You're now tuned into Against the Ropes.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Against the Ropes. I am Gio Garcia. I am alongside Christian Mosqueda,
You.
Christian Rodriguez, and Lily.
Hello.
What's up? How we doing today?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Had a good week.
Yes, sir. We also have a special guest here, Wolfpack CEO, the famous Gut. How you doing, Gut?
Hey, hello, everyone. How's everybody doing?
Doing good, man.
I thought you were gonna do your famous.
For real.
What up,
famous
guys? It's your boy Gut.
Yeah, there you go.
We gotta. It's copyrighted. We can't do it.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Only on your show, huh?
Only on my show.
Yeah.
Yes.
How you doing? All good?
Doing good. Doing good. Just come to support you guys. Check you guys out.
Yeah, we had an episode with the Wolfpack this past weekend. So
Yep.
check it out. It was fun.
It was fun. A good time.
Talked a little bit of boxing, a little bit of MMA, a little bit of soccer, and a little bit of bullshit too. So
Yeah.
check it out if you haven't.
It was a fun episode. I wanted a bit. That was cool. Thanks for having us, Gut.
Anytime. Anytime.
Glad to have you here, man. Next time you got to bring your homeboy, Lewis.
The one who knows.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, he was a little quiet there, but I know he was like soaking it in.
That's Lewis,
Yeah.
right? That's him.
He's a little sponge. He takes everything in and then he lets you have it.
Yeah. Yeah, but we definitely got to have him on. He knows his shit.
We'll give him a 1-day contract for sign with you guys.
Hey, make it happen.
All
Hey.
right.
I didn't have any of that menudo, so I'm going to have to go back for round 2. Gut.
That's because you showed up late.
So, where were you guys at? Jack in the Box outside, taking a shit when you find out about the Canelo news?
I was at work. Social media, Oscar came up on my feed and he announced that he made it, social media official. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw like a picture of it was just Canelo, but then he was announcing the fight,
yeah,
and I'm like, okay, that's fake. But then I saw it was Canelo that had posted. I'm like, oh shit. I was like, okay. I was like, that's pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with that fight.
yeah. No, it's gonna be a good fight, good action fight. Their brother messaged us right away, like, "Oh, Canelo by knockout, taking bets now," and I'm like, okay.
Is there any other outcome?
I think it is going to be a knockout, and I think that I have to give it to Canelo, not because I like Jacobs as an opponent, but we have to remind ourselves that against Triple G, even though a lot of people think he won, I personally don't think he did enough to win. It was a really great fight, but I don't think he won. He was huge.
Yeah, he came in big.
He came in huge, and he wasn't able to beat Triple G being that huge.
Yeah,
So I don't see how he can do to Canelo
Yeah,
if
Canelo.
he didn't what he didn't do to Triple G.
Canelo.
I know Styles. I mean, Styles make fights and stuff. So even though they're two different fighters, I still think that
yeah,
Canelo has, even though he doesn't have as much power as Triple G, he does have the better accuracy, I think, in my opinion, and to land the better punch to score a knockout.
There was no surprise, right? About the announcement?
no, not really.
No,
no.
As soon as he signed to the
Yeah.
zone, you were like, okay,
Yeah.
that's gonna get done.
To me, if I've seen you get knocked out before by a lesser opponent,
Mm.
if you're fighting a A-class fighter, I mean,
But
there's
did he-
only so many outcomes
Did he
that
have
can happen.
cancer when that happened, or was
I think
that
it was before. I think it
Well,
was
remember, he was 23 when he got knocked out. He was
That's
very young.
another thing.
And
Yeah,
a
he was
knockout.
fighting.
young.
A knockout is a knockout.
Hey, but you can say like that's like
Dimitri-
saying
That's
when
what people like to
Canelo
say,
got
right?
Gio, let me
robbed
tell you
by,
That's what
like-
people are like. Oh, he's a different
Wait,
fighter
wait.
now.
No, I'm not
It doesn't
saying he's gonna
change the
win.
But
fact
he's
that you got knocked
older.
out.
Okay.
But he obviously that was years ago.
Yeah.
Like he has a better experience now,
Yeah.
not only in the ring, but I'm pretty sure he learned more.
Yeah.
So he can get knocked out now in 10 rounds as
Would
opposed
you-
to 5, right?
Would you say
me ask you
Canelo,
something,
like
Jid.
Canelo and Cotto's brother? People are like, oh, Canelo got rocked. Yeah, he was 19 years old.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Do
come
you
Still
know-
got rocked.
Let me ask you something. Do you know who Dimitri Pirog is? That guy's good.
That's
He
the
was
guy-
good.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Guy
who
was pretty
dropped
good.
him.
He had to stop
Is he
fighting
Canelo?
because he's probably like what? He reminds me a lot of Triple G, so he's very similar to Triple G. But I'm just saying he didn't just lose to just anybody.
That's cute.
So I'm not gonna say that Jacobs is gonna win. I'm just saying it's gonna be entertaining.
You
You
know,
know-
did you guys ever see the video of Jacobs? He's in his car, and then like he sees some like random like chubby ginger, and he says, "Canelo, I'm coming for
seen
you,
that.
Canelo," and then
Yeah.
he drives away. I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
post that because I'm like, damn,
that's funny.
he made it true.
Yeah, well, I mean, he won the lottery, all right?
Oh, yeah, I mean,
It's a good way to...
the Zone. I knew it as soon as the Zone signed Canelo. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, this is gonna happen.
Yeah, but this is a good matchup after the Fielding fight. I think this is
Yeah.
every May,
I
September
think
you need a big
it's
name.
a really good fight. I think it. I mean, what can you say
Well,
now about
on paper,
Canelo?
it's the
what
best.
can you say?
On
Yeah.
paper, is his best fight left, right? After that, there's really nobody who can challenge him. But, I mean,
Yeah, because
Daniel Jacobs is Daniel Jacobs at the end of the day. It's
But
not
but
gonna-
what we want to see, I think, from Canelo is him stepping up to fight champions.
Yeah.
You know, and fighting
Yeah,
good
probably
competition at
Andrade's
160. You know.
Andrade's
Yeah,
probably next.
I believe that too because of the Zone. Again,
Yeah.
the money stays in the house,
Yeah.
and then maybe the Charlo. But I think as long as Canelo keeps doing that, he keeps fighting people that are relevant or
Well, I
household
mean,
names. What the fuck are people gonna say?
To the Mexican
Exactly.
fans, they're gonna say the same thing right after he wins. Oh, why they keep putting punching bags in front of
Oh,
him?
yeah, because
Who
they
the hell
don't
is
know-
Daniel
yeah.
Jacobs? This guy just
He's
lost
a-
to Triple G. This guy got knocked out before. I mean, it's the same story, but
I mean,
Yeah, I
he
mean-
technically he shouldn't have gotten the IBF belt because I know they
yeah,
stripped
it's a
Triple
vacant
G.
belt.
Yeah.
It was vacant, but at the same time, it's a household name for boxing fans. Maybe
Yeah.
not casuals, but casuals may only know him because he fought Triple G.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like for the boxing fan, what can you say about Canelo? Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
if he hopefully continues to fight guys that are relevant at least. You know, not just some random number 10 guy in
Yeah.
whatever ranking.
And that's the other thing too. Jacobs was never like a top guy. Like you just said, he won a vacant belt.
What?
He was a top
All right.
Take
guy.
my fucking shoe
Answer
off
this
and throw it
question.
at you, bro. You're real
Who's his
close
best
to me.
victory?
It's not even about his best victory.
See, they
It's
never
just,
answer.
Oh
Qu-
my
Quillen.
God.
This is a thing here. Like every time I ask a question, they
Okay,
just talk about something random.
He's got Quillen.
Yeah,
Quillen's a
exactly.
Good name.
Exactly. Thank you.
But not just that. It's the
He's
way
got-
that he
yeah.
gives. It's like the same argument we had last time. He gives like the top guys really good competition
Who?
because he looked great against Triple G.
That's
He's
one top
probably the
guy.
one that landed the most,
That's
and he
one
looked
top guy,
fierceless.
right? Who else?
His stablemate that he
It's
just
Triple G. I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all
You didn't
because
like
I'm
that
like, bro, you guys are stablemates. I didn't like that.
No,
I thought
but
that was
I mean,
shady.
that's all part of brainwashing. Like they'll hype up a guy, and then at the end of the day, once they face top competition, they lose. But it's all part of the promotion.
I think he gave Triple G. I mean, I know he was way bigger, bigger than Triple G, but he gave him a good fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's the
he
first
looked-
good fight that
Yes.
Triple G had.
Yeah, that
had
was
gotten.
competitive. He was landing on Triple
Yeah.
G. He was coming forward knowing he wasn't scared.
Yeah.
And even after he got knocked down, he came up and he gave Triple G a really good fight.
Yeah.
At
Normally,
190 pounds, yeah.
if you get dropped by Triple G, that's it. Like
Yeah.
he's got you and you're dead.
You're
Like
mentally
that's
beat.
it.
Yeah.
Not just that. It's just the minute he drops you, he's gonna fucking come for you. And
I'm surprised he didn't
he-
step
he
on the gas
survived.
pedal.
Yeah. What do you think, Chris?
I know, Chris, you've
What do
been
you think?
awfully quiet.
No, I'm just listening. A couple of things out. So this is the second time that Matchroom Boxing collaborates with Golden Boy for a second straight fight with Canelo. So
Yeah.
that's Fielding and then Jacobs. But the second time too, I was caught off guard with the timing of this news because this comes out at the time when Pacquiao fights Broner. So you wouldn't be doing this on purpose. And then the third thing is the fact that there was talks about Triple G fighting Canelo over the past weekend, right?
Yeah.
Oslo said, "Oh,
some
go
rumors.
negotiate such and such." To me, what that means to me is that this Friday, Demetrius Johnson fights, right? Because he has the other 160 belt.
Mm-hmm.
So what that means to me is that they're just basically setting up what September is going to look like. Meaning,
Yeah.
Another unification.
when Canelo beats Jacobs, unified the belt, right? But at the same time, too, though, Jacobs is not going to be fighting for that 160 belt. He's going to be baking it because he's going to be coming in at 180 pounds, just like he did against Triple G.
Yeah.
OWE.
Damn.
And then afterwards, he's gonna win that because Canelo's gonna be winning that belt by himself. He does that, and then he's gonna fight Triple G in the win of Demetrius Andrade, right? Because that's gonna end up probably happening because that's the only leverage Triple G has for Canelo to entice him to be undisputed championship for September.
Well, that's really. That's
Wait, what do you think, Carlos?
Basically, just put it.
I know
how
you
it's
said
supposed
you
to be.
wish Canelo loses, right?
Oh, really, Carlos?
It's just trolling.
I
Man.
know,
You
I know. Just go along with it, dude.
I like,
Troll here too.
I do it all the time.
I like Canelo. I like who he is. I like what he represents. But it's just like you said it best. You know, who does he have left to fight? You know.
Yeah, and the thing is, if he loses, that's the good thing if he loses for boxing.
To me, it's a
Because
reset button. It's like,
I
bam.
disagree. I think he does
What?
have people to fight. Maybe
No.
not competition wise, but name wise, like marketing wise, he
Well,
can
I'm saying
still
compared to
fight
the
Billy
fighters-
Joe. And
Yeah,
even though
that's
he
a good
doesn't
fight.
have a
That's a good
belt, that's
fight.
a good fight because
Yeah.
he would
That's a
bring
tough fight, I
he
think.
would bring Canelo a lot of problems.
I still can't take
And
Billy
this is-
Joe serious.
And
though.
this is the best
Fucking
way
clown.
to avoid him because he doesn't have a belt. So Canelo could be like, yeah, you don't have a belt. I don't want to fight you. But realistically, that would be, I think, in my opinion, his toughest
I'm
fight.
just saying
because of
compared
his
to
style.
the caliber opponents that he used to
Okay,
fight.
caliber wise, yes, you're right. Because after we saw what Charlo, we've been new, and in my opinion, we've been new that Charlo would lose to both Triple G and Canelo. But
Yeah.
this past fights, I just reassured that. However, it's still marketable fights with Billy Joe, with Charlo, regardless if they have belts or not. It's still
And
marketable
honestly,
fights.
do they have to even be marketable now that they're on the zone?
Not
'Cause you don't have to worry
necessarily,
about pay-per-view.
But still, these are fights that people are not going to talk shit on, is my opinion.
Yeah.
At least the boxing fans, casuals or whoever else, people that love to talk shit, they're going to talk shit
matter
regardless. But these are fights that, what can you say? If he's fighting guys that are like the
Champions
top,
on paper.
Yeah, champions on paper, or the top guys that are known, so that are regularly on TV.
Yeah.
To
You know
me,
what I
it's
mean?
like it's good if he takes a loss because that kind of just spices things up. Like, let's say he loses his next fight, then the rematch will happen, then a third fight will happen. That's how you build up other fights, right? And we've seen robberies happen like that in the past, like Pacquiao against Timothy Bradley.
I don't see
you know.
Canelo losing.
No, I know, but I'm saying if he loses, it's kind of good
Yeah.
for boxing. All right.
I don't see it happening.
It's
don't
not
Even-
happening.
even-
It's not happening.
Well, it's not gonna
I
happen.
know his
but-
point. I get
No,
his
no,
point,
no.
though.
Even Vegas won't even allow that too. Vegas would not allow that at all. That's why. So when I hear you guys talk about Pacquiao and Broner, I'm like, all right, what does boxing and what does casino, what do they want from this fight?
For the Pacquiao Broner,
Broner win.
you think they want Broner to win?
I think
That's
if-
a
if
smart
you
thing
look,
to do.
If you look at the odds, it's been actually changing over the past couple of days. So I'm just gonna leave it as that.
As I'm saying, I wouldn't be surprised if AB wins. Would you be surprised, Carlos? I know you were kind of
Yeah.
when we talked
I'm
about it
on
on
the
your
fence.
podcast.
I'm
Yeah,
on the
you were.
fence about it. I love Pacquiao, man. I
Yeah.
love Pacquiao. But I don't think Broner's heart is in it anymore. I
Yeah.
don't know.
To me, it's
I mean, I'm looking at him through a TV screen, so I can't say
Yeah.
much. But
True.
I guess you can see it from where he was younger to where he's at now.
I have 2
And-
points of views of it, but go ahead.
No, I mean,
But
I don't know if he's in there, and you can tell every time Pacquiao fights, he gives it 120%.
to me, it's like you gotta wonder when is his age gonna catch up to him?
Yeah.
Because he's still a tremendous athlete, like at 40 years old.
yeah,
But-
and he's still gonna become president.
Well, a lot of people say that's why he took this fight. That's why he's doing this fight with
For
Broner
what?
because he wants to become
2022?
president. Yeah. Because this is the best thing to do if he wins or if he more
It's the best way to
publicity
platform.
fighting.
to
Yeah.
to become president. And I'm like, damn, Pacquiao, you're
Well,
using hella marketing.
Yeah.
He makes a lot of money, and a lot of the money he makes goes directly to helping out like small villages.
You want to know something that Freddie Roach said at Wild Card? He pays a guy $600 to wash his car for him
Damn.
every week. Just to wash his car.
Well, it must have been a hell of a car wash.
Like that's
For
just
sure not
because
this
he
week.
and,
Inside and out, right?
and like they asked him like, don't you think that's a lot? And he's
Yeah.
like, well, I have money. Like I just
Yeah.
He does
that
it to help
person
him.
needs my help.
Mhm.
And I'm like, bro, $600.
Yeah.
Must.
And he gives all that. He gives so much money away in the Philippines because it goes such a long way.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
good guy.
Yeah.
Who do you think has more to lose, Pacquiao or Broner? because
Neither
I think
of them have anything to lose.
To
At this
me-
point in
all
the career,
They're
at
still
this
marketable after
point-
this fight.
And
Yeah.
they're both marketable after this point. And at this point in the career,
Yeah.
we both have like expectations,
Yeah.
and we both know that there's two outcomes. You know, we all every time Broner fights, we're like, well, he gets ready like for reals this time, then he's a problem. Or if he like really stays
The problem.
disciplined.
I haven't
right?
heard that nickname in the longest.
Because
Because
he's
he hasn't
not
been a
true.
problem in a
Because the
while.
problem got solved with Maidana. But point is that we know, like, okay, well, whatever, it's Broner. And then if Pacquiao loses, it's like, okay, well, Pacquiao's Pacquiao regardless. He
Yeah.
already made his legacy. What else does he have to prove? He's old.
Yeah, I
and
think
that's just
win or
it.
lose, to me, you kind of look at both guys the same, but you do look a little bit at Broner a little different if he does win.
Yeah.
You're like, oh shit, maybe
He's got more to
really
win.
back.
He's got more to win.
Yeah. But
But
about
you know,
losing, I don't
people
think
are
any.
not going to give him credit if he wins because they're going to say Pacquiao's old.
Yeah.
And even
Yeah.
though he is
If he
Pacquiao, he's still Pacquiao, and he still has that ring IQ. He still has, you know, his mobility in the ring, and he's fast, not as fast as he used to be, but enough to give anybody problems.
I think people will give him credit if he does let his hands go and he has to dig deep to get that win. If it's actually kind of competitive, you know. So
I don't see how he would win.
I don't
like-
see it because it's like you're just like you have to ask yourself which Pacquiao's gonna show up and which Broner's gonna
But
show
I
up.
don't even think
And we
that
already know
matters
what
because
kind of-
styles make fights, right?
Yeah.
Pacquiao's a guy who throws a lot of punches. AB's a guy who doesn't
Doesn't,
throw a lot of punches.
yeah.
So how are you gonna beat the guy who's gonna
Yeah,
be
the
out
volume
hustling you
puncher.
every single
Exactly.
round?
And we've seen
trying
lesser
to
fighters.
counter, and especially because Broner has a better reach.
Yeah.
So if he is able to effectively counter Pacquiao, then maybe he has a shot. You know, I'm not saying he doesn't have a shot, but if he's
Gotta
able
watch some
to,
Marquez tapes,
No,
huh?
if,
Yeah,
yeah,
he does.
if
He
he's able to
does.
capitalize on his reach,
Lucky
He's gonna
punch.
show up with like neck muscles. I don't know where.
What's the age difference?
11.
Like 12,
It's
11. Yeah, 11 years.
Jesus Christ.
I say that because, like, honestly, if Pacquiao wins, it sets up the whole Mayweather rematch, right? So there's a lot of money on the line after the fight. And for Broner, if he wins the fight, to me, Broner wins if he wins or he draws. And he does that, he's able to set himself up with more money in the end, being in that
So
division.
you're saying that there's a room for a draw, Chris? Are you putting money on a draw?
If you bet $1, it's $23.
Oh, this he already knows the odds.
no, but
Okay.
then Vegas loses because they gotta not only give all their money back, but then pay those who did bet
Yeah.
for a draw.
Did you guys watch All Access episode 2?
Oh,
By
I
chance?
didn't.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I didn't.
So I was telling
Do you
these guys-
catch those, Carlos?
Yeah.
The All
I
Access
love
episodes.
those, man. Those are
Yeah.
nice.
They know how to hype up a fight.
Well, they
huh?
hype you up. They
Dude.
make
Yeah.
you want to go get a Philippines flag. And
And put it on your car.
yeah.
You know, before I watched the episodes, I was like, whatever about this
Yeah.
fight. I even told these guys like, I'll probably watch it the next day on YouTube.
Yeah.
You know, but once you
You're
watch the episode,
crazy.
it was like,
Yeah.
dude, I want to watch this. It's interesting.
And that's something I said about HBO. They know how to bring their narrative
Yeah,
out, and
yeah,
that's
yeah.
what like I
I love
want
their
to
narratives,
happen
yeah.
this year, and this is what Showtime is doing with these All Access. I was very surprised with AB. Like I think I told you guys, I was like, oh, I already respect him 2 minutes in because of
Yeah.
something that he said. So
You asked me when we're at the Caleb Plant fight,
Yeah.
actually.
What did he say? I haven't watched it. Sorry.
okay, so
Oh,
so for
well,
me,
Chris asked me, he's like, did you watch the episode? I was like, yeah. And then he was like, does it make you kind of root for AB more in this episode or not really? And I was like, yeah, because it shows like his
struggles and
fatherhood
shit.
side. It shows like him with his kids and stuff. So I was like, all right,
But
here
you
are some
know-
points.
Okay, I saw some tweets that
You know, like
someone
behind the scenes
put-
shit. So.
somebody put like AB like likes to play dad like
Oh.
in his like
So-
Showtime All Access. He's like, but he's never there for his
yeah.
kids.
So that's
Yeah.
And this is his friends
Yeah.
talking on Twitter.
So-
They're like, oh, he
believe
wants.
that. I
That's
can
how
see
he
that.
wants to market. Like, oh, I'm the dad. Look at me with my kids. But I mean, I'm pretty sure they put child support on him and like
Yeah.
they got the bag secured. But as him like being
Yeah.
a present father, like I don't know this. I don't know shit about his
So-
personal life. But this is what's going around on Twitter.
So that was Gio's point. My point that I kind of respected was that I'm not sure if this is true or not, but I want to say it is. They asked, like, I think he went to a party. They had like a New Year's party, and he said that he didn't drink. And to me, like, I don't know whether to believe that or not, but I'm gonna say yeah. Okay, if he said he doesn't drink, then I'm gonna,
I'm pretty sure he drinks, dude.
Yeah.
Look,
I just
oh, maybe not
AB?
anymore.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you a
He's-
story of when I was in Canelo
Uh-huh.
Triple G for the first time. We were drinking at Wolfgang Puck, is it called? The restaurant?
Vegas?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was like, okay, yeah.
So I was drinking. We were drinking at the bar, and he was right there with like 4 guys on the other side,
Uh-huh.
right? And he was fucking taking shots. And then
Who's this?
Broner.
Broner.
I have a
Okay.
picture if you guys
Okay.
want to see it. And I'm like, it
We'll
was
edit
Friday.
that out. We don't want your
Yeah.
media passes revoked.
It was Friday, right? And I was like, I should ask him for his prediction.
Mhm.
I wasn't doing chicken boxing yet.
Mhm.
on the first fight.
Wait, when was this? I didn't hear you.
The first Canelo Triple G
Oh,
Okay.
on a Friday, and I was like, I'm gonna go ask him what he thinks.
Mm-hmm.
So I went and I'm like, hey, Broner, I'm like, do you mind if I get your thoughts on Canelo Triple G? And then he's like, no, he's like, I'm too drunk right now. He's like, I'm too fucking drunk.
So I'll take that back.
And then I'm like, okay, don't worry. And then he's like, oh, but if you take a shot with me,
I'll tell you.
we'll do it. And I'm like, no, it's okay. And then, yeah, he was like, oh, or finish your drink. Finish your drink right now. And because I had a margarita, I'm like, no, it's okay. Because I didn't want to get faded that early. We had somewhere to be. So I'm like, no. And then he started telling my friend.
You really have the all access.
Yeah,
now.
he does.
He
Just
was telling
behind the
my
scenes.
friend that me and her should go to his boys' room because they're going to start gambling up there. 10K starting. Betting
Jeez.
starting at 10K, like gambling, I guess.
Okay, yeah.
He's like, oh, we start at 10K. You guys should come. And like, he was telling me, like, oh, if you come, I'll give you all the like interviews that you want to my boys' room. And I'm like, I'm good.
Nah,
Thanks.
I'm good. So I was gonna say
Yeah.
I respect that because I mean, but it seems like they were just doing that to make it seem like he's focused
Yeah.
now.
No, but
I
he
hope
doesn't
he
drink
is.
anymore.
Maybe he
Or
does.
any
Yeah.
less.
Maybe it's New Year's
Anymore,
resolution.
Maybe that was his New Year's resolution and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, 18.
Yeah, because to me, like I didn't start drinking until I was 25, and I was able to have fun without it before. Like I would go
Aren't you
clubbing.
25?
Can't relate.
That's not true.
Can't relate.
And so now, like
In public.
every time I go out now, like I need to have a drink, one or two.
I need to
And,
have
like,
drinks all the time.
I'm
Shit,
just-
I don't even have to go out to have a drink.
So I'm just saying maybe, and it seemed like he could have fun without the drink.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay,
He
respect.
seems like a fun guy. Like,
Yeah.
he looks like trae this madre wherever he
He
goes.
got bars,
you know?
huh?
Got bars.
Oh my God.
And he gives
He can
homeless
always
people
do
money.
his like Tyson Fury.
That's
he
your
said he was
favorite
gonna
story,
give
huh?
His
I love
purse
that.
and he didn't.
But yeah, so I had
What
respect
happened?
for him that moment, but then I took it back when I saw his little racist rant.
Oh, I know.
I
What
was
a
like,
dick.
come on.
I want a
Come on,
dick.
bro.
So just
Wait,
go-
are you surprised? There should have been
I'm
a
not
bet on that,
surpri-
like the under.
I'm not
under and
surprised,
over.
but I'm just like, to me, I love clowning. I love when people talk
Yeah.
shit, but like
I
when
hate
you go
when it turns
racist,
racial.
it's
Like,
like-
why
I don't think he
you
knows any
gotta
better,
do
though.
That? Yes, he does.
Wait,
I
what did
hate
he
when
do?
People, he knows what the fuck he's
oh,
doing.
Lily, explain what he
He
said.
told, like, they were facing off in Vegas, and he said,
be careful with the words. I'm just saying.
No, it's
No,
fine.
he just said, he didn't say anything like a slur. He
Yeah.
just said, I got you some fried cat or something like that for his fans. And he's like, I also got some sauteed German Shepherd for you.
for Pacquiao's
Something
fans.
like that, right? For Pacquiao's fans, because they're
Oh, yeah.
Filipino. He's like, oh, I got some fried cat for you or something like that. And it's just like, bro,
Come on,
like,
bro.
make fun of him, like, getting knocked out. Like,
Yeah.
he was making fun of him getting, like, planking. He's called it the planking
Yeah.
challenge
Oh,
because
wow.
of
That's
Pacquiao,
funny.
because of Pacquiao
Yeah.
Marquez. He was telling him, like, oh, he's short. Shit like that. Okay,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
that's cool because it's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
But, like, when you turn it racial, I'm like, bro, fuck. I
Yeah.
hate when boxers do that. Like, just talk shit. Call
Mm-hmm.
each other pussies and bitches all you want. But don't fucking turn
Don't
that
go
shit
racial.
racial. Especially to
Yeah.
the fans, too. Like,
Yeah.
bitch. I would have
Yeah.
jumped over and
he's
smacked
he's done
shit
that
out of him.
before with like
He's-
Mades,
yeah,
like
he
on
does that
social
all-
media. I'm like,
he
come
always
on,
do that
bro.
shit.
Like I'm telling you, I love trash talk. I love clowning. We do it like with our boys, and
Yeah.
the more clever, the funnier. Like it's funny. This guy Gio
Well,
is one of the
that's
best
why-
trash talkers.
Like,
Super
that's why
clever.
you said clever.
Yeah.
Racial is not
Racial is not
clever.
clever, yeah.
Like, you need to be clever to come up with a good trash talk.
Yeah.
Anybody could say anything fucking ignorant.
Yeah.
To his defense, fried cat is one of the best foods I've ever had. It is
your boy
delicious. It's delicious.
I'm offended. I have a cat.
Oh,
as a mom,
She
as a mom of a
does.
cat, I am offended.
Yeah, Peter's gonna be listening to this. But
This
on
is a
the
joke.
undercard, Badu Jack
Pat.
versus Marcus Brown.
Okay, it's gonna be good.
It's funny because like I was talking to him during the contender day,
Mm-hmm.
and I asked him who is he fighting, and he's like, "Oh, I want to fight Adonis Stevenson." You know, so
Oh.
now that's out of the equation. So it's a good fight though. I think that's gonna steal the show though. If that fight doesn't live up to the hype, I'm pretty sure that fight's gonna steal up. And I say that because that's 175. That's Anthony's range, right?
Yeah.
So keep an eye on that fight. But yeah, I'm gonna be pulling for a draw in that fight. I think it'll be interesting for both sides how they both react if Broner does
Get a draw.
get a draw. I think that's going to change interesting
You
things
gotta
for
find out who
Pacquiao.
these judges are. Have
Yes,
they been
that's my
announced?
fault. That's my fault. I was gonna take part on that. I'll make sure I'll post the judges sometime on Instagram
Yeah,
sometime
'cause
today. And I
now
see
it-
something suspect, it's worth noting.
Yeah, because nowadays, like it's not just about who's
And
fighting. It's
My
who's
fault, man,
judging.
because I was actually gonna look that up
Nah, you're good,
yesterday.
bro. We'll put it on the.
I'm gonna put it on Instagram
Yeah.
later on today.
Because that, like nowadays, you could kind of maybe tell like
Yeah.
what the outcome
You
is
can
based on
predict it.
judges.
It's
Yeah.
just
your money right.
independent.
Yeah, before you start betting, you should look up
Look
who
at
the
the
judges
judges.
are.
No.
Let's see their track record.
Track record. We already saw what happened last month. All right. Anything to take away in that fight for Pacquiao and Broner? So we got Canelo out of the way, Pacquiao out of the way, and then we have.
So predictions again, I guess. Final.
Final predictions, final week.
Pacquiao, unanimous.
I'll go the same.
Yeah, I say Pacquiao unanimous as well.
Gonna go with draw.
What do you think,
Shut
Carlos?
up.
I'll take Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Would you guys be shocked if he loses?
No.
No, right?
Yeah. I wouldn't be so.
No shock.
I'd be a little bit shocked. Yeah, I'd be a little bit shocked. I'd be shocked if like Broner like actually lets his hands
Schools
go
him and
and
shit.
shows-
Imagine.
Oh my
shit.
god! If he like wins every round.
Yeah.
Fuck.
When's the last time that you were shocked for like a fight outcome?
Kovalev Ward.
Color Ward? Yeah. To me, like a biggest shock, maybe because I was too into the hype, was like De La Hoya, Pacquiao. Maybe that's like.
Oh
a big
man.
Yeah.
I love watching
That's
that
a big
over
shot.
again because the commentators can't even say Pacquiao's name.
shock.
I love that shit. They're like,
Yeah.
oh Pacquiao, Pookie. They're like, they can't say his name,
Yeah.
and then they're like just shocked.
You know, it's crazy to talk
He,
about
like,
it now.
Beat his ass.
It's
Like,
crazy to talk about it now
completely.
because now you're like, of course he was
He
going to
was
beat De
gonna
La
do-
Hoya's ass,
yeah.
right? But back then, it was
Back
like a
then.
lot of hype in
with
that
his
fight.
little
Yeah.
like.
It was like De
His
La Hoya was
little
like way
kids.
bigger. De La Hoya was
Didn't
like
he
a
have
way
little
bigger man.
highlights
Yeah.
too?
I mean,
He has little-
Pacquiao was like pound for pound #1 at that time, but it was just like De La Hoya was just too much big, like too bigger, like
Yeah.
too experienced. It was.
That's another thing. I feel like De La
Remember that
Hoya, like
I
now
love
that
that
he's
fight.
older, or now that he's a promoter, people are like, man, fuck you. But he was a really good fighter.
He
Yeah,
was.
right.
He really was. I think that the fact that he's a promoter and like a lot of people don't like his promotion or how he goes about his business,
yeah.
They take that personal.
they take that away from
his boxing.
from his body.
Yeah, because he
was a
does have one of the
really good
best
guy.
resumes like ever.
Even like you said, his losses they're really.
He
good
got
fights.
robbed in a few of them.
Yeah, like a lot of people think he beat Mayweather. I mean, shit, even his dad thinks he beat Mayweather. Remember that
Yeah.
interview? That
Yep.
shit was
You
brutal.
guys think he?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he won.
I don't think he won.
Olympic style, yeah.
He didn't do enough. Same with
Yeah, he didn't
Tito.
do enough.
At the end, it's like he doesn't. Same thing. I don't think he goes 100, and
Yeah.
that's why.
For me, there's a case for more
But
of a
he-
case for Tito.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean he didn't like.
But you know, to me,
Those
looking
are the fights that you lose, and you're still great as fuck because.
Yeah.
to me, but looking back at it, you can like now you know that he had the alcohol problems and the drug
Yeah.
problems. Like now you can tell why in some of the fights
Yeah.
he wasn't like
Yeah.
the guy.
You're right.
He was
You
still
know.
good though.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
thing is, he
Still
has
cool.
a lot of things that played against them, even within the Hispanic, the Mexican fan base,
Yeah.
because Mexicans hated him.
Yep.
They
Because
hated
he's
him.
he was like a pretty boy.
Well, he was a
didn't-
pretty boy.
He didn't like stand up to the whole macho thing.
He beat-
That's why they hate Canelo too.
He beat Chavez. You
Yeah.
know,
Oh,
like
yeah.
people
Yeah, he beat
hated
him
that.
bad.
People
Yeah.
hated that. So, you know, he has a
to-
lot of hate on his.
To me, it's
on
one
his
way how he
shoulders.
beat Chavez, but how he responded after the fight, celebrating. You should have gone over there, hugged him, like raised his hand, like, hey,
yeah,
this is my
because it's
champion.
a legend.
Are
Yeah,
you
like
kidding
I
me,
just,
though? He's your.
I
he's-
think
If
he
you
was
score a goal,
just-
you're not gonna celebrate.
No, but I
No,
think,
yeah, but
I
I'm not-
think it was because
But I score goals all the time.
he beat his
Goal
idol.
views.
He only
Yeah.
beat Chavez
He
two
beat
Yeah,
his
times.
idol.
that's
Yeah,
why
he-
I think it is.
excited.
It's like you're so fucking excited that
Yeah.
maybe it ran past him, but
Yeah.
he should have.
Yeah, and
like,
I don't agree
been
with
like,
that because
bro.
now when you see them together, now he says like, yeah, you know, I beat Chavez, but he was washed. Like, you know,
Yeah.
he still gives Chavez like all his respect.
Mhm.
Of course, if
That's
you're a
true.
young kid and you just beat like a legend, you're
Yeah.
like, dude, I did it. But I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
But I remember watching all the De La Hoya fights when I was younger. Like my mom and all the aunties, they would love De La Hoya, and all the uncles would be
Yeah,
like,
we're
fuck, I hope he
well,
loses.
that's how it is with like
Look
Ryan
this
and
guy.
Canelo. Like most guys hate them not only
Yeah.
because he doesn't represent, like I said, the macho thing for
Yeah.
Mexicans, but they're pretty boys. They like to dress and look cute. Same with the Loya, so it's like they don't
It
feel
bothers
represented.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a personal thing, I think,
Yeah.
which is weird.
People
but
just gotta get
It's-
over it,
it's
man.
an
Like,
Get the
insecurity.
fuck-
It's
It,
a insecurity
it
thing.
most definitely
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Most definitely is insecurities. Y'all and your fragile masculinity, man.
Yeah.
Shit,
If a guy is
let it
cute, I'll
go.
call him cute. I don't care. You know,
You're confident in your masculinity. Go
Yeah.
you.
I don't know
Yeah.
about that, but
So you guys went to the Caleb Plant fight?
Oh yes. Oh man, it was fun.
That was a
times.
good fight.
fuck.
So we started
Why
off.
didn't you invite Carlos, dude? I'm still disappointed.
Well, we're gonna invite him next time.
You have to
What-
pay
I
for
didn't
my
know he
ticket
would-
now
Yeah,
because
we're
I
gonna
was the
invite
one
him
who
next
said we should go to those fights.
We-
and
and
you
he
left
did-
me out.
He should have bought we should have bought the tickets because there was a bunch of.
He was in
NPCs around.
charge. It wasn't me.
That was the
Well,
problem.
First, it was like my girl was gonna go, and then like we got the dates wrong. It was a bunch of stuff.
And then
But-
Sharpie said, "Hey guys, what are you doing today?"
Yeah. Sergio wanted to go last minute too. Like, oh, sorry, bro, we got 4
Sergio
tickets.
got butthurt too.
Yeah.
So what happened in the fight?
So, well, let's recount how we started. We had to get some beers. We had to get a few. Right?
Actually,
That's
that
the
morning.
Guamas.
Let's recap the whole day.
we had to get some.
That
Caguamas.
morning, Gut invited us to his house to watch
Yeah.
the Manchester United game against Tottenham.
Mhm.
You guys got there a little earlier.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Hey, let's record the podcast after
Yeah.
Wolfpack Roundtable. Check them out."
There was
right?
Menudo. I didn't get any. He's cool.
The benefit of having your studio in your house, in my mansion.
It's
There's
legit, dude.
tigers in the back.
These banners will be in your next episode, right?
I mean, my mom's garage.
I heard some yelling in the background.
That's my dog barking, dude.
Yeah, and then we recorded that podcast. We talked a
Mhm.
little bit of boxing. We talked a little bit about the Pacquiao fight. Talked to some other stuff. And then after, we had to go to the Caleb Plant fight against Uzcategui. It was at the Microsoft Theater, they
Microsoft
call it nowadays. Is
Yeah.
that what it is?
Mhm.
What was it called before?
The Nokia, was it?
Nokia.
Nokia
Yeah.
Theater. Yeah.
So how is that venue?
So.
It's kind of weird, huh?
Yeah.
Did they remodel anything or? Is this
I-
like-
It was the first
This is the
time
first time we went. So.
being inside.
So it's just a
like
theater.
basically like going to a theater, right?
Yeah.
It's
We
like-
walked in.
So
We're
the
like,
ring is on the stage.
Yeah.
That's
So
It's
I-
kind of weird.
Were you able to see the fight okay? Like on a scale of 1 through 10?
Honestly, I think I saw the fight more on the screens.
Well, it was
Oh,
a
I
huge ass
hate
screen.
that,
Yeah.
It was a
bro.
huge ass
I
screen.
hate
I hate
that.
that. I hate that.
That's
I like-
that's what I
feel like it
noticed
takes
because
away.
a lot of people were looking at the screens, and me too.
Yeah.
I caught myself doing that too, but I'm like, the screen is fucking big, so I'm tempted to just stare at the screen.
Yeah.
'cause it's
Especially
so
because
big.
you can see if they landed like the better
Yeah,
punch.
and it
I,
has
I
the-
try
yeah.
to just
That's-
look at it during like the
Just
yeah, and it has the round number and the time, and they were even showing the scorecards for
Just wait until you watch
FS1 or
Oh,
whatever.
really?
Spence
Yeah.
versus Garcia at the Cowboy Stadium. That screen is humongous.
Oh, I
dude.
heard the jumbotron.
Yeah, you're gonna be caught off guard looking at that big
Man.
screen instead of the fight inside, dude.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to that?
I'm going.
Chris is going. I'm considering going with him.
I don't
Texas
know.
is beautiful, man.
100% I'm
Been
going.
there.
It's
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
So yeah, at first I was a little thrown off with the theater, like the seating. So I
Yeah.
was like, okay, just getting used to it. I was like, okay,
It's kind of weird.
but
So on the stage, they basically just had the media and like the famous boxers. They were sitting up there on stage, and then they had everybody else on the seats. But we were pretty close. I mean,
yeah.
it was
How many
cool. It was a
how
good
many
event.
people would you say? Was it more than the HBO final?
Oh yeah,
event?
there's more.
Yeah.
Anything is gonna be
anything
more
mean,
than
that's
that.
not
than
easy
that,
to-
that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
there
really
was
good
more
perspective of
people.
that.
So yeah, I mean, we had fun because we were kind of like buzzing, so we were like talking shit, right? Some of the casuals.
Yeah, this guy randomly bought some pizza, and we were eating it in the car on the way.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
What type
That's
of
fun.
pizza?
What was that?
What type of pizza?
Pepperoni and sausage.
No, what type? Like I'm talking about like Papa
Pizza
John's,
Hut.
Oh, Pizza Hut.
Okay.
Shout out to Pizza Hut.
Hey man, no free promo here.
No,
dude.
no.
Sponsors?
We only shout out the Wolfpack, all
Oh,
right?
that's right. That's right. That's right.
Hey, shout out to Chalo too. He make these cute
Hey.
banners behind us, man.
Shout out Chalo.
If you guys need some, holla.
Fuck that guy.
But what do you take away from the first fight that you saw that was notable for Guillermo Rigondeaux?
Oh, so Rigondeaux fight, man, it was like two different. That was different levels. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. The best takeaway that I got from the fight is like it was great work by Jack Reese in that fight
Oh, okay.
because he like knocked him out in the last second. He could have like
Yeah.
ended the round, but no, he gave him the count, counted him out. So I thought that was great work by Jack Reese.
Yeah, so he scored a knockout with the last punch of the first round.
Did the guy look like he wanted to continue though?
No.
Yeah, he got up.
Wait, well, he got up, but like you see him nodding.
He got
his
up,
head,
but he was
like,
kinda
No, I saw
wobbly.
it. I saw he
I mean,
went like this.
Spaghetti
like he
legs?
was.
Like, yeah, no, I got
He's
my
like, "Thank
check.
you."
Leave me
Yeah.
alone. I'm out this bitch.
Where
Thank
we
you.
Give me my check.
Obviously, Rigondeaux looked
Bitch
great
better have my
because
Yeah.
money.
who was he in there with? But
What's his first fight with Al Heyman? So
yeah. I mean, we're
And you
cheering
kind
for
of figured that it was going to be that type of fight when they didn't even put him on TV.
him. Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean?
was
It
it on
was-
TV?
It wasn't
The
part
fight?
of TV.
It was televised, was it?
I wasn't. I was at
I
work.
don't think it was.
I don't know. I was.
Because the
Busy.
start time said after football, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys
Yeah.
see that? So I don't think his fight.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Because he was like, what, the third fight?
Yeah.
He was like
third fight
one
in.
of the first
'Cause
fights.
we got
He
there-
wasn't even.
We got there early. I think we only missed one fight,
Yeah.
and his fight was like one of the first ones. So
A lot of people were there.
Were you able to like catch anybody?
Sean Porter.
Sean Porter, we got a little footage of him. Mikey,
Spence and Mikey were there, but they were over there with the media section.
They were in the elites.
they were in the elites. Yep.
Yeah, who else was there? I know
So
Leo
Spence,
Santa Cruz
Mikey,
was
Leo.
I know David Benavidez was there.
Mhm.
there. Oh, who cares about that?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Hey,
Cocaine
he's-
All Star.
Yeah, he's one of your friends right there.
This guy.
Cocaine All Star.
He's made the list.
Yep.
Anybody
Who
else?
else?
I forget, but
Yeah.
it was cool. It was a good
That's
show.
fun.
And so
The
for
main
the-
event was pretty good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
what do you take
Yeah.
away from that?
From that one, I think Caleb. Well, he's a good boxer. He's,
Come
he's-
on, man. Give
no,
me
no,
more
no.
than that.
I thought he was very, very composed in there.
Mhm.
Very mature fighter.
catch the
Even
fight?
even though like in the later rounds he started to tire a little bit.
Yeah.
He started getting caught more and more, but he stayed composed and. I don't know, but I saw some shades of like Martinez, where even when he was getting caught, he would still try to.
You still get down.
Yeah. So I thought it was pretty.
It was an even fight, right?
Yeah.
To me, the difference was his ability to like slip punches and
Yeah.
counter punch.
There you go.
Because both
Slip
of the
aside.
knockdowns, it was basically counter punching. Uzcategui was coming forward the whole fight,
Yeah.
and even when he got caught, when he got dropped, it was him coming forward. And on the last rounds, he did kind of close that gap,
Mm-hmm.
but after the 2 knockdowns, it was kind of too late.
Mm-hmm.
And both guys were in really good shape, especially Uzcategui.
Yeah.
Right, he kept coming forward. He didn't stop swinging really.
Yeah. I mean, like I feel like the first
I had-
7-8 rounds were all Caleb actually.
Yeah,
I feel like it was all him.
he was just smart, fighting the smarter fight.
Yeah.
Did you watch it again on TV?
I did.
I didn't get a
haven't-
chance to, but I'm gonna watch that.
Did you watch it, Lily?
I did. I
interesting.
actually agree with you, but I think that was Uzcategui's downfall. The fact that even though he was getting caught, and to me it seemed like he was getting caught with the same
Yeah,
counter,
punch, yeah.
the same punch. So I feel like after a while you gotta, in between rounds, I'm not sure what his corner was telling him or whatever, but
Yeah.
Adjustments, yeah.
on your own, like if you see, okay, I'm getting caught with the same punch, I should maybe try something else.
Yeah.
And I think it's just the heart of a warrior in a case that's like, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna keep fighting and eventually maybe I'll hurt this guy.
Yeah.
And I think that was his downfall, but it made up for a really good fight.
He did catch Caleb Plant a couple
Yeah.
times,
Yeah.
but I mean Caleb's kind of slick.
Yeah.
Like he knew how to survive in the right times. He knew when to step back.
Yeah, and that's what
Uzcategui
Uzcategui
just-
doesn't know how to
yeah.
do. I don't
Yeah.
think he had that in him to like know when to step aside and kind of be like you
Yeah.
said, a little bit slicker.
Did you catch the fight, Chris?
I only saw the first 2 rounds.
Oh, okay.
And like Uzcategui, he would beat most guys with that style,
Mm-hmm.
coming forward with the pressure.
Yeah.
I
like
think-
Margarito on top.
Yeah, but I don't know, dude. He just looks so like excited and hyper. After every round, he would jog back to his corner and he'd be ready to get back in there.
Mm-hmm.
But Caleb, I think just mentally, he was just more composed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's worth
very
noting
slick.
that everybody had Uzcategui winning that fight.
Oh, really?
He had the plus.
Who's everyone?
Caleb was on the plus on the odds, so the minus was on Uzcategui.
Oh, so he
was the
so
favorite.
He was the favorite.
Oh,
Yeah.
like previously. I thought you meant like in the scorecards
Yeah.
after.
No, I'm talking about like
Okay.
the odds before.
Well, most people were predicting Caleb win, right? They actually interviewed Sean Porter. He said Caleb was gonna win. Our Instagram people, most people were saying Caleb was gonna win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's just
And-
very like touted as
Yeah.
very gifted young fighter coming up.
Yeah.
And he took a lot of wins that night.
On paper, it was a very interesting fight because Uzcategui was a champion, but he had 2 losses,
Mhm.
Yeah,
and then Caleb was 19-0. If
undefeated.
I'm not mistaken,
Mhm.
undefeated, and
Yeah.
yeah, it was a tough fight for both of them physically.
Yeah.
But
And of course, now everybody, Pacquiao plan against Canelo. Plan against Canelo. Make
So-
that shit happen. I'm like,
For
bruh.
Caleb Plant, does he go with a rematch with Uzcategui, or does he go
I would
and
like to
fight
see that.
Liam Smith, or does he go fight David Benavidez, or does he go ahead and fight Gilberto Ramirez?
So what did you say, Jerry? You want to see a rematch?
I want to see the rematch. That would be a good fight, and I think he'll learn a lot more taking that rematch, dude. Because in those last rounds,
Yeah.
Uzcategui was kind of
coming on.
catching him,
Yeah.
and I would like to see that rematch.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing it again. They both showed a lot of sportsmanship after the fight. I don't know if you guys saw.
Yeah, that was cute.
It was like he went to his locker room and
It's cute when
and
they
he-
embrace.
and he's I guess he congratulated Plant,
Mhm.
for the win, and I didn't know about his daughter like up until when
Yeah,
I
you
got
were
to
telling me.
Microsoft.
Is that or what?
So my friend told me. I mean, my friend is a big Caleb Plant. He told me that he lost his daughter. I guess when
Caleb Plant lost
yeah.
his daughter?
she was like a year and like 6 months, something like that, a little girl.
Yeah.
And so he was trying to win this title in her honor.
Yeah, he
didn't
talked
know about
about
that.
it in the post-fight interview too. He's like, on my journey to become champion. I've been through tough fights. I lost my daughter. I've been through a lot, and now like he's a champion. He kind of broke down right after the fight. He was
Yeah.
just like,
sucks.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I got
So
that sucks.
he actually got engaged after the fight. He proposed
That's so
to
cute too. Yeah, I love that shit. It's so cute.
the girl from Fox.
That's
Took
cute.
a lot of wins that night.
Yeah, it was a good show, man. Just
Don't do
like
it.
seeing their sportsmanship after the
belt,
fight,
got a
Yeah.
ring.
and then like the whole story was pretty good.
To me, that's what draws you in. Like I said, there's one thing
It's like
to
a
like
little novela.
for real.
I'm sorry, good. Damn. This guy, you know.
So after the fights, I do want to talk about every time we have a fight that we talk about the purses afterwards. So Guillermo Randoa made $25,000 in that fight.
That's it.
Caleb Plant made
Look who he
$150,000,
fought, dude.
and
Yeah,
that
but
fight, Uzcategue made $280,000 in that fight.
So one more time. Wait.
Guillermo 25, Caleb 150,
Mhm.
Jose made 280.
Damn. So I wonder what the other guy got paid for.
Oh, I think he got paid 10,000.
Oranges.
And then after like promoters, everybody gets their share. Like
Give
you
him a
don't
bottle
get
of tequila.
So
yeah, good
is,
fight.
is that how much?
Stop!
Some
You're
don't
so
put
rude, Gio. You're
is
so
that how much
fucking
money- You got
movie tickets.
You got a
From
coupon to
Microsoft.
the waffle shop.
Damn.
Is that how much money goes to the fighter or to his whole training?
To his
Yeah,
whole-
it goes like, well, next time we'll have Anthony and we'll talk about it. Like, usually it gets split, right, with your trainers, your sparring partners, and your promoter.
You
and all
pay your
that.
sparring partners too? I never fucking heard of that.
Yeah.
I pay him
Yeah.
in knuckle sandwiches.
I'm paying you with preparation for you too.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
there's
Like,
some
it's
people that
mutual.
Exactly.
There's some sparrings that they do it on their own, but some people that struggle to get
Oh
sparring.
yeah,
gotta
okay,
pay
I
them.
can see what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they bring in people,
Yeah.
not like at a gym where you go
Your
and
homie
you
and shit.
spar. Yeah,
Pay him to take punishment, I guess. Yeah.
yeah, for
Pay
real.
me. I'll be
Yeah.
a punching bag.
But yeah, so 25,000 for a round.
I'll go in there.
So anything that you want to take away from that fight or the event? That's it.
I think
Oh,
I'm just intrigued to see where Rigo's gonna go after,
Yeah.
especially with PPC. Like, what's he gonna go from now? Because I think to me it's just sad how like when guys that are, even if they're not A, let's say they're like B plus guys,
Yeah.
and they fight a champion and they have like huge fights, and then after they're like fighting at like fights that no one fucking knows. Not that no one knew this fight, but it's just in the undercard, like literally, like you said, I don't know if it was televised. This makes me sad. Like, so I'm like, where
Yeah.
does he go from now? Like, look at Linares. Linares had a fucking badass fight with Lomachenko. Then he fought Fantasy Springs.
Right? Yeah.
Nothing wrong with Fantasy Springs. I fucking love Fantasy Springs.
Yeah.
But it's just,
We gotta go someday.
it's awesome.
we gotta
it's
go.
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
You down,
But
good?
it's just like,
Bring you there.
It goes
man,
down,
it's just
yeah.
like, yo, you were just fucking fighting at the fucking
Was it-
Madison Square Garden.
If you guys
Fight of
need
the
a
year
place to stay-
candidate. Like, bro.
Yeah.
My aunt lives right across the it's the 86, which is the road that's on Fantasy Springs. She lives right on the other side. So
There you go.
It's so awesome. Like, the atmosphere of those fights is really good.
Mhm.
I don't even mind. I mean, I usually don't drive, but
Yeah.
I usually don't mind getting like 2 hours in traffic.
You
and
stay
shit.
over there when you go?
No, we
you
usually come back. Yeah.
Are they
So
like
I
all
would
star?
love to stay out there though.
Are they
It's
like
an
all star
hour and a
fights?
half.
They're more, cause they have like a DJ.
Oh, okay.
So
It's
that's
more
what sets the
party
mood
vibe.
too. Yeah, because
Yeah.
they have the just
Cool.
fucking bomb. I don't know her name. She's fucking cute, and she's like right next to us.
Wait, who's
She-
this?
Some DJ. I don't know her
Oh.
name, but she like Golden Boy hired her to
Okay,
be a DJ, and she DJs like in between rounds.
Mhm.
She's fucking smoking hot. And then like we're sitting in the middle, and then behind is like fucking Mario Lopez, and who else calls that fight? Those
Oh,
fight?
the other chick, yeah.
Yeah. They're up there, and you can kind of hear what the fuck they're saying from
Yeah.
up there. So
Oh,
even if
okay.
you're not like listening to the live, you can hear what they're
Yeah.
saying.
But it was a cool event overall. The takeaway
Yeah.
from this event, it was on a Sunday. I thought
It was cool.
It was cool. It was a good Sunday.
You thought it was a Saturday.
We were there as fans. You know, sometimes we feel like we
Mhm.
were commentating or we were analyzing, but we were there just
Just
relaxing
gonna
as
drink
fans.
some beers.
We were talking shit like
This guy got his caguamas.
to the casuals. It was a
Ni
good
se las
time.
tomó, pero. Still got
Tom-
it.
I drank one. Sure.
No, you know, the other thing I did want to talk about was Brandon Figueroa.
Oh yeah.
He
Su
fought-
hermanito.
They're trying to paint him as the next young star, right?
Yeah.
He's good. I like him.
You like
you
him?
didn't think so. You didn't.
I didn't think
you weren't too convinced.
I
huh?
wasn't too convinced.
I liked him though.
Is that like the young guy that's like
This is the
This is-
Panterita's little brother. Brandon Figueroa.
handsome?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's cute.
The Heartbreaker. What's his?
Because like
that's
somebody
his name, huh?
somebody tweeted Figueroa's like Ryan, but he actually has skills or something like that, some shady shit like that.
Where they're
I'm
saying that he has skills.
yeah,
but Ryan doesn't?
Yeah, that's what he said. He's like Ryan.
I think
but with-
Ryan's better.
Yeah, I
but
think
I'm
Ryan's
like,
better.
damn,
he's
They're in the
good.
same. They're in the
He-
same.
You mentioned it that he fights just like Panterita.
Yeah, I think
Figueroa,
it's too
right?
aggressive for me. Like it's anybody that's a slick boxer.
Wait, is he a
is-
southpaw or no?
I don't remember.
I forget. because he was
Anyone
kept
that's
switching and shit. He
a
kept switching.
southpaw or a good counter puncher
Mhm.
is gonna give them problems.
He's
Yeah.
good.
I mean,
Good, man.
he's got potential. I just think his style is like it's tailor made for some slick boxers and
Yeah.
stuff. So
His dad coaches him, no?
yeah,
That's when you gotta like, I don't know. To me, find maybe a different coach.
he's marketable though. I mean, if they, mold him right, he could get far. We'll see. Any other takeaways, Gio?
No, other than that, it was an interesting. I don't know if I want to go to a Leo fight.
There.
If they had the same setup,
Yeah.
it's kind of
Pretty sure
weird.
it
The
is.
fight is there?
Yeah, the fight is there. February
Yeah.
16th.
I'm just used to the
It's kind of
being
weird.
around the
like,
ring. Yeah, it's a little weird.
I don't
Just-
mind it,
Yeah.
but I don't want to see somebody like Leo Santa Cruz on that stage, or like even Rigondeaux. It's kind of weird, dude.
How far were you from the?
Not very far.
It
Our
wasn't that.
seats are far, but it's kind of weird the way that they set it up.
Up, right?
It's not around the ring. It's just like
Kinda,
a theater.
a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's just weird.
That's not
I don't know,
Yeah.
dude.
I just like walking around.
I'll show you pictures.
Chris knows what I'm talking about. You just like getting up and walking around, right? Just being able to go around the whole ring instead of just being like on
Because
one side.
even so on the sides, they kind of had like the blinds a little closed, no?
Yeah.
And then they had like rails on the sides. So the ring is there, but every time they do an announcement, they're facing the other side, the wall,
Yeah.
because the camera's over there.
I'm
So
just hearing all
it's
the
weird.
reasons why I'm never gonna go there.
It's weird. It's weird, dude.
I wanted to go to a Leo fight, but now I'm.
I mean, for the price, it was right.
It's cool. I mean, we paid $22 to go to the fight, so it was
You
cool.
still couldn't invite me.
That was my that was my promo
I'm telling
code.
you. I'm telling you this guy.
I had 4 tickets. My bad. Good.
Wow.
So that was weird that it happened on the Sunday, but it's worth noting that tomorrow there's fights.
I hate PBC, dude.
Oh my god.
There was
Tomorrow
fights
there's fights.
after. There was fights after that fight.
There was fights after the Tyson Fury versus Wilder fight. I was there till midnight.
There's always
Nah,
swing
but
bouts
Respect.
too.
Their microphones didn't even work after they went off air.
See,
Yeah, I
that's
know
the
their
thing,
microphones
yeah.
don't work
I was
afterwards.
like,
too. It happens
That's
to all
the
the
thing. They
fights.
don't.
And then-
It's just like if you want to stay here and like
Yeah, if you stay
stay and watch it, but
not,
there's
go.
no
right.
like.
Oh, a lot of people had
there's-
left after the main
Yeah.
event.
So they took like
That's what people
10
do.
minutes because they were trying to announce the next fight, and everybody was just standing in the ring,
But that's yes, sir. That's
and they
usually what
kept
happens.
on trying to test the microphones, and they kept on announcing it, but you couldn't hear shit. So after like 15 minutes, they gave up, and then they put the fight. I was like, dude, let's go, like
Yeah.
fucking PVC shit.
I would have stayed, but
Even
it
their
was just,
screens like were
it was
like all
Sunday.
flickering and shit. I'm like,
So who does a good job, Gio?
well, HBO did.
Yeah, they had HBO money. Like,
Yeah.
that's
I think
a lot.
Showtime's probably the number one right now,
Yeah.
just because they're used to it. These guys are gonna have to learn.
Yeah.
So tomorrow we have some fights. The
Mhm.
Zone versus ESPN. Demetrius Andrade fights. Jorge Linares fights. Amanda Serrano fights. And Algeri fights. One person I do want to acknowledge on that fight, the person that's going to steal that show for the Zone is Amanda Serrano.
Most definitely.
She's going to be more than likely unifying fighting against Katie Taylor. But the thing I like about her is that she's going to try to win her belt in her 7-weight class.
7th
Yes.
weight class.
And wait for it right now. She's at 140, right? Her last fight. This fight, she made weight just today. She's fighting at 115 today.
Wait, what?
115?
Wait, what?
Damn.
How the fuck you do that? Can someone teach me?
Wait, so she
It's
weighed at
possible,
140,
dude.
but she's fighting for a 115.
It's the fried cat diet.
Someone.
She's going to fight her 7-weight title class, right? Her last fight was at 140,
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
and she went down to 115
Jeez.
to win that 7 belt, which is tomorrow.
Someone put me on that.
Do people
Man.
go up? People don't go
Yeah.
down.
She, if you, you know, we should even do this. You know, sometimes I not make fun of him, but Trevor Farmer,
Yeah.
Tavon Farmer, how his outfit.
Oh yeah, little Fruit
Oh,
Loops.
Serrano's outfit for tomorrow is one of the bestest outfits I have ever seen, dude, in
Oh,
boxing.
dang.
She's gonna be wearing the 11s, the Concord Space Jam Jordans. She's gonna be wearing all black and white.
Oh, okay.
So she's gonna be special tomorrow. But she's gonna be fighting tomorrow. Chris Algeri's gonna be fighting too.
I find that so fucking crazy.
Algeria?
Yeah, it's like he's coming back and it's a title shot.
It's a title
It's like
shot.
he came back for
Yeah.
a title
Who's
shot.
he fighting?
I don't know who, but it's a setup, and I'll make sure.
And isn't he like a nutritionist now for Jacobs?
He's
Like
a nutritionist for everybody, even for
right?
me,
He
for
like
sure.
he like feeds Jacobs his food, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he cooks for him. Because I remember when he was trying to fight Triple
The
G,
HBO, yeah.
he was like in his.
I'm pretty
HBO.
sure he's
I remember
like,
I saw
dude,
that shit,
what-
and I'm like, is that Algeri?
No, no,
Like
no,
we all
no.
looked at each
Yeah.
other like.
You know what? That's interesting you said that about the whole nutrition thing. I'm pretty sure he did all that nutrition, right, leading up to Triple G, and then he blows up in weight. I'm like, dude, what was
Yeah.
the point
I
of
know.
doing all that
What are you
nutrition?
feeding him, Algeri?
You know? I'll be mad for as long as I got paid, I
Is that
guess.
meat though?
And then that same day, tomorrow, dude, because you guys want to talk about Ryan Garcia, man, forget that guy. Tomorrow, Tupac fights Shakur Stevenson.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I'll take Shakur Stevenson over Ryan Garcia anytime.
Well, he beat him in the
Today,
amateurs.
tomorrow,
Stevenson
future,
already beat.
I'll
Ryan
take
I mean,
that guy.
Shakur's
amateurs.
has more of an Olympic pedigree, right? More.
Yeah.
Oh,
more
yeah. He got
better
robbed.
amateur.
Yeah, he got robbed in the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
All Americans get robbed. But that's that. So he'll be fighting. Brian Jennings will be the heavyweight fighting tomorrow too. And that's pretty much it. But it's interesting because we have Showtime, Fox Sports,
Oh, I'm
all
like,
these networks coming up in the
Mhm.
same week fighting. So
Yeah.
other than that, that's for tomorrow.
So tomorrow, DAZN out of where? What city?
New York.
New York. Okay.
New York. Both of them are
Okay.
in New York.
Cool.
But what's interesting is that they pull out a guy in for the co-main event, which
Mhm.
I want to talk about around the news since we're all in that section. So they pull out Gerald Miller. He was supposed to be in the main event in that fight.
Hmm.
The reason why I'm saying that is because today, like Alexis' brother brought up that video from Fight Hub talking about Dylan White is supposedly in negotiations with PBC, in this case Al Heyman, right?
Mm-hmm.
That to me says a lot. That to me says that all this talks about Dylan White fighting Anthony Joshua for April 13. Nope.
It's gonna be against Wilder. You think?
No. Because that means to me that the reason why they had to pull out Gerald Miller for tomorrow's card is because Dylan White pulled out of the fight for Dylan White against Anthony Joshua. Because everybody thought Dylan White was going to fight Anthony Joshua for the rematch, right? Why all of a sudden did they pull out Gerald Miller in this co-main event fight?
So-
Because they need to find a replacement. And everybody wanted Anthony Joshua to fight Gerald Miller. So that's my perception with everything. So that doesn't happen in obvious. How is it that a co-main event fighter pulls out within the same week, and in the same day, Dylan White talks about being on PBC and Al Heyman?
So they're trying to put them
So
together.
it's all on writing in the wall. It's
So
pretty
when-
simple. That's
do you-
why it's pure wrestling.
So
man.
what do you think that's gonna happen then?
For what?
You say they're trying to put those two guys in?
Who?
Dylan White and
Dylan White is on his own because he'll be with Al Heyman and PBC.
okay.
And PBC has so many heavyweights. But Gerald Miller, I guess that's going to be the next guy that Anthony Joshua is going to be fighting. And they already have Wembley already set up, which I wouldn't think that would be a good fit for Anthony Joshua. If he fights Miller, he should fight him right here in the United States. Beat an American in his own home soil. That way people in America can hate Anthony Joshua. So I have a lot of random news, but if you want to go ahead.
No, could jump into it.
Finally, this guy. So February 8th, Max Box. That's Max Kellerman's boxing show.
Ooh.
February 8th at 5 p.m. on ESPN2. And then March 9th, Porter was supposed to fight Ugas for the welterweight.
Yeah.
But and that fight was going to be in Las Vegas. But now
Mhm.
there's talks that they're going to have to move that venue and that day for April. And more than likely it's going to happen over here at the Home Depot Center.
Oh, awesome.
So that's
I'm
pretty
stoked for that.
sweet.
I'm so
For the
I'm
guys?
pretty
Yes.
stoked for that.
Yes.
Cool.
And in that undercard, I want you guys to pay attention. There's this prospect called from Nigeria heavyweight. His name is Efi Hagba. He's a heavyweight.
Heavyweight?
Heavyweight, yeah. This guy knocks out people scary.
Nigerian heavyweight?
Nigerian heavyweight, yes. Look him up. He's 8-0 with 7 knockouts. March 2nd, Erislandia Lara and Luis Ortiz will be displaying the Showtime event.
Oh, shit. I was
okay.
about
That is coming
Wait, what?
Yeah, both of them are going to be headlining March 2nd. And then this one kind of blew my mind. I'll explain why. Miguel Berchelt versus Francisco Vargas
A
will
rematch,
be
right?
fighting the
Yeah.
rematch.
Is it official?
And this fight,
It is, yeah. They already took pictures for it.
yes, and this
nice.
fight, Miguel Berchelt won the championship in round 11 in last fight.
Yeah.
And this fight is going to be at the Forum.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
it's not at the
that's
forum?
awesome.
Yeah, we're there.
Dude, I'm there as a fan because
March-
I scream way too much for
Yeah,
these
what date is that
Mexican
again?
fights.
March 23.
Okay, cool.
I won't be able to go because that's the day before the LA Marathon. So you guys,
That's
Take that
awesome.
day.
I love Burchett. Like,
Yeah.
and
So
Vargas, they just
So
fucking
that's
putazos
March-
fight of the
right
year.
there.
March, yeah,
Like-
that
Like-
to me might be fight of the year.
You have to like literally just not look away
Yeah.
Yeah.
because it's so
Any
it
given
could
punch,
end at
any given
any
round.
minute. And fucking Vargas se pone like todo
Yeah, all swollen.
swollen. Like
him against Miura.
I think him against Miura is probably one of the best fights I ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
Like that shit.
That one stole the show for
The
Canelo.
way,
Cotto.
yeah, the way he like dropped
Man.
him, and then the round before that he
He
had
got
him
dropped.
hurt
Oh,
against the ropes, todo cortado. I was like,
shit was
I
so
was
sick.
so anxious that
'Cause
fight.
You thought that Miura was gonna like his like.
Yeah.
Oh, you thought he was gonna just overwhelm him.
I
and, like, at the end, and-
literally see
Yeah.
that. I have that fight like on my recorded shit. I
Yeah.
go back to that fight just to see
That shit's so sick.
Miura versus.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that
You-
shit.
yeah.
It's so good.
Oh, that's why I want to bring it up. Not because of that fight, but because this came as shocking. Because Francisco Vargas was Golden Boy Promotions, and Golden Boy Promotions took everybody with the zone.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a fighter that's fighting outside the zone. This is a fighter fighting outside that stable, fighting with Miguel Burcho, because Miguel Burcho is with Top Rank.
Yeah.
So this means that there is a way where you
To
can have somebody
make,
from
yeah.
the zone fight on ESPN, so no excuses. So when somebody says, oh, if somebody, in this case, Canelo needs to fight, if whoever fights Canelo, come to the zone. Now you're seeing Golden Boy Promotions being held hostage, that you have to fight in some other platform networks, right? So I wonder what the zone's going to be saying that in later on in the future, because they're going to use that as Exhibit 1. Look, this is a prime example that what could happen. You can have different fighters fighting different networks with no bullshit when it comes to networks fighting with different fighters. And then this is interesting just because I wish Anthony was here, because Bibol signed with the zone. And I say that because I know Anthony beat fucking Bibol in sparring. So Bibol will be fighting against Joe Smith on March 9.
Joe Smith.
I think that's a
That's a
really
good
good
fight.
fight, because I don't think Bivol has been pressured in his fights. It's
Yeah.
always he's just a more technical guy, and the other guys are trying to find him, and he's
Can
like,
you,
no,
Lily,
I'm
can you
technical.
remind me what did Joe Smith did in his against?
He
Can you please?
threw
I'm gonna close my
Hopkins.
eyes.
He threw Hopkins out of the ring in
Yeah.
his last victory. Then he lost to Sullivan
Did
Barrera.
he push them?
No, he punched him out. He was
Okay.
like hitting him with combinations.
All right.
And then the last one,
Pushed.
like he literally flew out the fucking ring.
All right.
And
Yeah.
I felt bad for laughing, but poor Bernard.
This
man,
guy
poor
laughed too.
B-Hop.
He still laughs. Look, he's still laughing right now.
Dude, I feel bad about it because I'm like, Bernard, you should have stayed retired. Because remember when
He
he
was
fought
on
that
the
other
forum.
guy? Oh, stop! Remember when he fought? I forgot who the fuck his name was, and he's like, "I'm not gonna let no white boy beat me."
Yeah, that's
And
what I
he
mean.
did-
That's
yeah,
what
he did
karma
beat him.
comes at you in the end. That's
But
what.
then he had another white boy. I'm like, damn.
Yep.
Like, I'm just like, fucking the future had other plans for B-Hop. Because he
Yeah.
had already lost to that white guy. But
Hey,
it's
don't
like,
bring
he
that race
said
card
that. I'm
in.
like, just
Don't
don't
bring
say.
that race
card
No,
in.
to me, it's just stay retired, please. That's why I'm like, when Maravillas come, I'm like, please don't. Like, what? Please don't. Like, you guys already proved that you guys are good, that you guys are legends, all right?
Hall of
Stay in
Famers,
your
yeah.
lane. Like, just stay retired. But then he lost to Sullivan Barrera. And I think that was a pretty good fight up until, he lost. But I think this is going to be really good for him as a good shot because, like I said, I don't think Bivol's used to being pressured like that. So, like, because he doesn't stop and he is very come forward. That could either be really good for Bivol or it could be, like a little dangerous because I don't think he's been with that style in there yet.
Yeah, so we could. I'm saying that because we could see our boy fight Bivol later on in the future now at the zone because he's talking about that future potential. So that's gonna be sweet.
That could happen.
Another random news. I don't know if you guys know this, but my sources and just sources in general, just because I love Twitter and Twitter's saying it too. Whenever I hear something, I go on Twitter and I search the name just to see if like other people are talking about it. And supposedly, the zone's trying to get Klitschko to come back out of his retirement for a three deal, like 3-5 deal.
Yeah.
Maybe a rematch with both Joshua and Fury.
Oh, that would be
I'm like, fuck.
It would
and
be,
I
it would
know
be smart because
I just said like I want my legends to stay retired, but him, please, like a little bit more. I love
heavyweights
you.
are heavyweights a little bit different. They can
Yeah.
last a little bit longer.
I wanted that rematch so bad. Like I had already told my mom, like I'm
Gio say
fucking
no.
going to Vegas. I'm like, if it's in Vegas, because they said it was gonna be in
Yeah.
Vegas. I'm like, I'm going.
Yeah.
I have to see Klitschko. I have to see him.
It would be a smart move, if anything, because the heavyweight division right now is lit. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Beyond that,
yeah. And I guess he probably saw something in that Wilder Fury fight where he's like, hey.
I love
I think a
Klitschko.
lot of
That's all I'm
people
gonna
saw
say
something.
about that.
I just think of Sugar Ray Leonard when he saw Marvin Hagler like fighting. He was just like, I could get back into this
Yeah.
and do something. So yeah, I heard that too.
Con
That's
dinero va el
exciting.
perro, vos sí,
¿Verdad?
hombre, ni le dan.
do you have any other news? Because I could transition with a heavyweight, but go ahead.
No, I don't think
No?
so. I think that was
Before we, I think Klitschko had a good chance to finish off Joshua when he had him hurt.
Yes, dude. I think I just rewatched that fight like a week or two ago. My favorite thing about that fight is Joshua's delayed reaction to that punch.
Yeah.
He gets hit and it's like, and he's like, oh shit, and he like goes down. But it's not like an immediate like he's like, no, I can like whatever.
glitch.
He hit his legs. Yeah.
And he just fucking went down. It was like a delayed reaction.
Yeah.
I love Klitschko. I'm sorry. I love him so much. Like I can't even hide it. I love him.
How old is he?
he's cool.
How old is he?
Klitschko, what, like 45?
44, 45.
You guys want him to come back?
Hey,
For a 3 fight,
That's
it
also
say probably one
honestly
fight.
hurt my fucking feelings.
that's also
like,
a thing,
that fight
Carlos,
hurt my
right? You
fucking
just heard him
feelings.
say we don't want the old guys to come back, and then right after.
I just said that. I'm like, I know I just said it on
That's
my
a
legends to
recurrent.
stay retired.
That's a recurrent theme in our podcast.
But I love
I
Klitschko.
think
well, Gio's a big Joshua
because
fan.
No, I
honestly,
think-
no,
What the
but
fuck? Since when?
wait,
honestly, like
wait,
you said, yes, Joshua finished him and he had him like really hurt. But there was times in there where Klitschko
had
was
him hurt.
Get
in
knocked
that
out,
fight.
knocked
no,
out.
leave me alone.
That's fucked up.
It's a
man.
health thing, you
But,
know.
Yeah,
You
let
don't
him
get
live,
hurt.
dude. Isn't he a politician too in the Ukraine?
That's his
Let him
brother.
live, man.
But
That's
Klitschko,
Vitaly.
yeah, if Klitschko
He's
wants to
a-
come in to fight again, by all means do it, because Klitschko's one of those fighters that's not like Gerald Miller, that's not like other heavyweights that come in really like weighing so much pound. He
Yeah.
looks if I go like this, right? Oh, he's already gonna be fit. Not even come fight time, right? So he's already
Yeah.
set any time of the day. So I could see Klitschko like coming back, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Not against like Joshua and them.
I think for him it has to be like a lot. It's kind of like Andre Ward's thing. Like it has to be like
The right-
It has to make
Andre
so
Ward
much.
stays
So many
after
things
Tyre.
need to line up for that to happen.
But I think that
Yeah.
says a lot about how bad boxing is right now. That you want these guys to come back. 'cause
No,
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 I mean,
no.
boxing is
Nobody-
good.
There's no
Nah.
correlation in that.
No,
Yeah,
okay?
that's not-
Stop,
that's not-
Gio.
it's-
You're
you missed a
reaching.
good guy.
That's
You're
it.
reaching, Gio.
That's it. Yeah.
You're
They.
reaching.
What's your reach, Gio? Because right now it's like this.
It's true.
What's your
Why do you
reach?
want Klitschko to come back?
Because
No-
I love
nobody
him.
Exactly.
no-
Who
no-
do you
said
love
it's-
now? Who do you love now from the heavyweight division?
It's like
No one.
Exactly. Right.
But I think that's why
see what I
exactly.
mean?
But you proved the point in that nostalgia-wise, and just the fact that he reigned the division for so fucking long.
He's not like a
and
Martinez
he's
where his
not
knees
like
are
that
gone.
anymore.
He's still
yeah, and not just
45.
that.
You
it's
just
like,
said he was 45.
Yeah, but he's heavyweight. Heavyweight
but
a little
we
bit
don't need
different.
You guys are
him
not gonna be
back
happy
for-
until one of them gets
No, I'm,
like
I'm
really
just
killed
saying,
in
like,
the
I'm
ring,
okay if
man.
he came back for like
Seriously.
one
Yeah,
fight, two
I just because I
fights.
want to see him, but
if he doesn't
45.
come
I
back,
don't
it's
mind
fine.
if he
Yeah, my
doesn't.
thing is
yeah,
there's
45.
it's not one. It's not like I'm begging him to come back. If
Yeah.
he comes
45.
back, cool, and he gets getting
Yeah.
that paper,
He's
that's
45.
his own money.
Lily.
He's 45.
His own
There's a
money.
huge difference between having Sergio Martinez coming back to
Yeah.
fight than Klitschko.
Oh
Yeah.
no! Oh no!
That's
I
what
hope
I'm trying to like
Martinez know, yeah.
differentiate
Yeah.
when
He's
when I hear
45.
somebody coming back. Knees wise,
Why
I
do you
would
want a
take.
45-year-old fighting?
I'm not wanting him to fight. That's him. If he wants to come in and fight,
You
go
just
ahead.
Said you wanted him
But
to come
but
back.
if I hear Sergio Martinez, he wants to come in and fight. No, dude. Because
Yeah,
look,
that's
this is
a
what
no.
This guy
happened.
got excited.
You got knee brace and all that. That's
No.
so different.
Yeah, I don't think they should.
It's crazy.
not
It's
just
crazy
them-
to even talk
not
about
them,
it, dude.
but
Yeah.
just any old fighter in general. It's
Like
it's
these
su-
guys
it's
have
such a scary
families.
thing, dude.
They have
It's a
families.
Scary thing.
They're like to me, he's
Didn't
beyond.
Klitschko just have a baby even though he's old?
Yeah.
Oh,
Right?
he ain't
His-
fighting
his
there. He's
wife
doing
is young.
something.
Yeah, his wife.
Hayden. Yeah.
To me, it's like if you went through that stage already where you made a
Proved
legendary
yourself, and he
career
really,
in boxing.
He
Yeah.
was
You
the
never
king.
really got hurt. Now just enjoy your life, dude. Don't,
Yeah. No,
we're gonna come
but
back.
it's
We're not
Like-
saying
and
like,
then it's
I'm
peop-
not saying that.
it's like-
one, like
but-
if he does,
But
like,
you guys,
but
you
the
guys,
thing-
you guys encourage it. Like, yeah, you should come back.
No, we
Let
had
him live,
no, we had
man.
we had this
That's fucked up.
conversation already because like when you're a great,
yeah.
all the greats come back. Brett Favre, Michael Jordan.
It's an itch.
It's always
You're
an
not
itch.
getting punched in the face.
They
It's
all,
always-
but even then,
it's
like
always an
they all
itch.
make a joke out of themselves. Brett Favre
Yeah.
made a joke.
Yeah,
out
and
of
how
himself.
many? Look how long it took for Bernard Hopkins to like finally like, you know, his
Well,
case is a
didn't Roy
different
Jones
case.
just fight too, like recently?
Roy Jones.
Yeah.
Oh, remember the Mayorga and
Mostly.
fucking Mosley
Yeah.
fight? That was a whole payasada right there. That, I
Mayorga
feel like
Cotto
that
fight was
big.
kind of pretty good though.
They should just retire and start selling grills.
bad
like
for the
George
sport,
Foreman.
man.
For action, that was kind of.
Fight an exhibition match, dude.
I know, yeah, fight
Yeah,
an
there you
exhibition
go.
match. Make your paper there.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
All right, so I want to end the podcast on this note just because we were talking about heavyweights, but today's Muhammad Ali's birthday, so I want to close out with this last final round of George Foreman right here.
Yeah, for me, for that fight and for so many others and everything that he did for his people, and that's why he's the greatest.
I think that's what makes him the greatest ever because, like you said, not only his fights, and he was like the best boxer, the best heavyweight, but he did so much activism outside of the ring, and that just my respects to him.
To me, it's like you train so hard, you put in so much work day in and day out to get that title. You finally go through some of these the toughest fights of your life inside the ring to get the title, and then you give that up. You give that up because you see your people being mistreated, you see all those social injustices, so you give all that up. They take away 3 years of your career when you're at your prime, and you come back and then you do it all over again. That's just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Gio?
I don't think anyone can argue that. And Gio, have you tried to argue that?
Who did he beat?
Who did he beat?
He's the greatest of all time. Like you guys said, it's not only what you do in the ring, but outside of it too, right? I think when you talk about the greatest of all time, I take into consideration everything, right? He has a perfect story, perfect career. Even the losses, I think, made him stronger. And obviously the stuff outside the ring, it's admirable. And it's great that boxing had a personality like him, in history.
Yeah, when I think about Muhammad Ali, I just think about how disappointed I am with athletes these days.
Well, that's what I kind of think about the same too, because his dedication was intense, and I loved his confidence, and his confidence was based on his dedication and based on him preparing for those fights, because he was a confident man. Like, you could tell nowadays, everybody trash talks, but he was fucking confident. And not just that, but nowadays we do say, oh, well, we gotta separate the boxer from his life. Like, you gotta separate that, because now all these boxers are women beaters or fucking whatever. They assault random people on the street. They go to Walmart and throw change at the cashier, whatever they do. And it's like, oh, but boxing wise, let's just put it apart. And it's like, no, you're a fucking good fucking person if you're doing what you're doing. You're standing up not only for yourself, but for your entire people. His words, like his way with words was beautiful. Like
he was always entertaining.
He was entertaining
also,
inside, outside the ring. He was great.
You fight for a cause that kind of separates you from everybody else, because you can see it inside and outside the ring, the way you prepare, the way you fight, the way you speak after the fight.
I think you look at him and you see everything he did being an athlete, like in the ring, and you like that defines a champion. But then you see everything else he did in life, and that's like, it's so much bigger than the sport. Like, it turns you into an icon, into a legend. He stands for so much more than just a guy who can fight.
Ali, like, up there with Bruce Lee for me. They're just like
untouchable.
And Canelo, don't forget Canelo.
Oh, God. Gio has like a shrine of Canelo.
You gave it to him, remember, for my birthday?
Wait, Canelo shrine?
A shrine with a bottle of lotion right next to it.
That explains everything.
It's a
now.
redheaded god.
That's all I know now.
Oh my God.
Good.
Now I know what I'm against.
It was Kiss a Ginger Day the other day, so.
Huh?
Yeah.
Happened?
It was Kiss a Ginger Day.
Oh shit! Hey, you missed your chance, Chris.
All right.
Fuck that ginger. But Carlos, thanks for coming, dude.
Thanks for inviting me.
You're invited
it's a
anytime,
pleasure.
dude. Shout out to the Wolfpack Roundtable. Like we say, we did a podcast with them. Check it out.
Don't follow us.
For your own safety.
It's just for on our end, the best way I can describe what we do. We're the average person. We're the average guys who watch soccer and drink beer and just hang out with their buddies, and
It's my type of people, man.
it's what we do. It's not politically correct. We do say a lot of dumb shit, but it's who we are. At the end of the day, you're seeing raw people, and it is what it is. And
We need more of that in this world, man.
No agendas.
Yeah, Lily. Anything you want to plug?
Oh, I thought you were trying to say, like, yeah, Lily. I'm like, damn.
Why are you so defensive? dude?
We talked about the transition part that Gio needs to work on. So that's,
Right? He said, like, Lily, and I'm
that
like,
sums it up for
what?
me.
I was passing it on to you, man. I'm not speaking too fast. You're just listening too slow.
50
Still
Cent, come
attacking
down.
me.
Anything you want to plug, Lily? ChicanaBoxing.com.
ChicanaBoxing.com and Chicana Boxing on Instagram.
Yeah. Thanks for coming back. You'll probably be back like every episode.
Yeah.
Broner for the draw.
Oh dang.
Anything you want to plug? Any shout outs?
Shout out to my homie Mario. It's his birthday this weekend, so happy birthday, buddy.
Wasn't somebody's birthday last
It's everybody's
weekend, too?
birthdays,
Did you know?
January.
It's always Facebook
Something
friends. You know how they
It was
pop
my mom's
up.
birthday in January, so shout out to my mom.
You know on Facebook, all his friends, he just says happy birthday.
Yeah.
You know how it
If
tells you.
Facebook gotta tell me
Give
it's
me
your
a
birthday, I
shout-out.
don't go fuck about you.
Right?
All right. Thank you for listening. Against the Ropes.
It's the ropes, number 1.
Shout out to Against the Ropes. Thank you for the support. Keep doing your thing. You're doing a great job, so thank you and best wishes. Against the Ropes, number 1.
Freddie Roach.
Thank you very much.